rahmatullah. Hello, everyone. My topic for you today is weight loss in Ramadan, fiction or reality. First, I would like to say Ramadan Kareem to everyone, and it's my pleasure and honor to share in this event with this topic. And I would like to thank our colleague, Dr. Muhammad Hassanin, the leader in that field, who were able to get all of you for this seminar. Let me first say what is the health benefits of weight loss. We know over a very long time that weight loss can improve insulin sensitivity. In reality, our research back almost 24 years ago showed that 7% weight loss improved insulin sensitivity by 57%. Not only improvement in insulin sensitivity, but many of the complications of diabetes or cardiometabolic improve with weight loss, including fatty liver disease, cardiovascular disease, or even cancer. So it is very important to understand what is the impact of intermittent fasting and time-restricted eating. Time-restricted eating is exactly what we do in Ramadan. So first, you will be surprised to know that time-restricted eating and intermittent fasting became the leading nutrition trend in the United States. Almost around 10% of all US population are practicing now intermittent fasting. So when we are talking about intermittent fasting, there are three forms of intermittent fasting. The first one is the time-restricted eating. And in this scenario, patients limit the feeding time to a certain period of the day. Could be 12, so 12 hours of fasting and 12 hours of eating, or 16-8, which is the most popular one, fasting for 16 hours and eating for 8 hours. And that's similar or exactly similar to Ramadan fasting. There's other models like alternative day fasting, which mean that you will eat in one day and you fast on the other day. And 5-2 fasting, 2 days per week fasting, like what a lot of people are doing Monday and Thursday. There is also 4-3 fasting. But the whole idea in this model is that no 2 consecutive days of fasting. So the 3 models are actually working very well in people with cardiometabolic problem. So what is the benefit of intermittent fasting and time-restricted eating? As you can see here, all of them cause weight loss. So if people are seeking weight loss, they can use any modality of intermittent fasting. Time-restricted eating, like Ramadan, also reduce fat mass and improve blood pressure and improve leptin, which means that more satiety will follow this plan. In the alternative day fasting plus the weight loss, you will see improvement in lipid profile. And in the 5-2 intermittent fasting, you will see improvement in insulin sensitivity. So each one of them has its own unique benefit, but time-restricted eating, as you can see, has most of the benefit. So now, what is the evidence that we have? If we need to answer it is a fact or fiction, we need to answer based on clinical trials. So here is an umbrella review. Umbrella review that means review of many meta-analysis. Here is 11 meta-analysis that include more than 6,000 patients in 130 randomized clinical trial. And the whole idea here is to give a grade of evidence. And in all those trials, the median duration of intervention was 3 months, but was ranged from 2 to 5 months. And as you can see, whatever modality of intermittent fasting, there is benefit, like reduction in BMI and reduction in body weight, reduction in fat, free mass to some extent, reduce the fat mass, reduce the fasting insulin, and improvement in insulin sensitivity. And you can see the evidence are quite strong. So what we have in systematic review and meta-analysis of time-restricted eating. Actually, there is 19 clinical trials. 11 of them are randomized clinical trials and are done in healthy and unhealthy individuals. So individuals who have overweight, obesity, prediabetes, metabolic syndrome, or non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, plus healthy individuals. And in this intervention, people fasted for 12 to 20 hours. And the whole idea is to see what is the impact on body weight, on body composition, and in other metabolic parameters. And as you can see here, is very clear that most of the studies showed reduction in body weight. So time-restricted eating can, in reality, reduce body weight. And interestingly, most of the benefit are seen in unhealthy individuals. So those people with diabetes, prediabetes, cardiometabolic syndrome, or any other cardiometabolic issues, they benefit a lot. While people without diabetes, they don't lose much weight, or healthy individuals don't lose much weight. I will explain another benefit that they get, but they are not losing as unhealthy individuals. Also, it had been very clear that with time-restricted eating, like Ramadan fasting, there is reduction in the percent body fat, as you can see here very clearly, and also reduction in total fat mass. So fat mass can go down. In reality, if healthy individuals are also doing it, they get fat loss, even without change in total body weight. So they get benefit on fat loss. So people with normal BMI can get also some metabolic benefit plus loss in fat mass if they do time-restricted eating. And finally, there is also improvement in blood pressure and improvement in the fasting blood glucose. So glycemic control is much better. Blood pressure is much better. Again, in the healthy individual, you don't see that much significant change in blood pressure. And also you don't see change in lipid profile, whether in healthy or unhealthy individuals. Although alternative day fasting can improve some lipid profile. So now let us move to the challenges in Ramadan. So why people who are fasting Ramadan are not losing weight? In reality, one of the major issues is the bad eating habits. And bad eating habits, people are consuming larger meals. Sometimes the meal has more than 1,500 calories. Some people are consuming significant amount of high processed carbohydrates and sugar. People are eating sugary desserts. People are eating frequent and large snacks, mostly carbohydrates. People are eating too quickly, so they don't feel the satiety in time. People are eating early suhoor, and then they get hungry during the afternoon period, and then when they start eating, they eat and consume significant amount of food. And again, a lot of large amount of high glycemic index carbohydrate at suhoor, frying food, as you can see, and then limited exercise. So you can see there is a lot of bad habits. And if we correct all those habits, there will be a big chance for improvement and weight loss. The other challenge, as our colleagues had shown, is the increase in hunger. You can see here after Ramadan, the hunger level is fine, especially in the afternoon and late afternoon before iftar. But during Ramadan, you can see the hunger is very high at the beginning of Ramadan, at the end of Ramadan, especially in males. Women adapt a little bit by the end of the month. By here, day 24, you can see more adaptation to the hunger. But hunger and bad habits can contribute to overconsumption and even sometimes weight gain. So What we should do to induce weight loss in Ramadan? First, we need to cut caloric intake down. And the safest way to cut caloric intake is to reduce caloric intake to 1500 in women and 1800 in men. If women are shorter than 1.5 meters, maybe they can reduce to 1200. And in any aspect, 30 to 40% of the food is consumed in suhoor, 40 to 50% is consumed in iftar, and just 10 to 20% in snacks. But Ramadan is a very good opportunity for weight loss. If people cut their caloric intake down, and especially if they cut carbohydrates also down and reduce the glycemic index of carbohydrates. And as I mentioned, my work and other people work shows there is many metabolic benefit and cardiovascular benefit from weight loss. Optimal weight loss in Ramadan will be around 0.5 to 1 kilogram per week. So this will end up with around 2 to 4 kilograms of weight loss during Ramadan. If people do just as a hypocaloric diet as I just mentioned. So how we can achieve that in practical way? First, in suhoor, people should eat meals that last for longer duration, so they will not feel extensively hungry. So if people eat high glycemic index carbohydrates like bread, rice, and potato chips and all kind of high glycemic index carbohydrate, you will see the blood sugar is going significantly up and drop quickly down within 2 hours, and they will start to feel hungry after 2 or 3 hours. If they eat low glycemic index carbohydrates, the blood glucose will still go up, but this will last for around 3 to 4 hours. Interestingly, if they eat more protein in suhoor, this can last up to 8 hours. So they will not feel hungry and the blood glucose will not go significantly up. If they eat fat, it actually lasts even longer, up to 10 hours, which means that if suhoor has more protein and more fat and less of carbohydrates, this will last for a very long time without any hunger. So here is an example of some food that people can eat in suhoor and can be very effective. Here is the fava beans, which is higher in protein and higher in fiber. And if they put oil, it will be with healthy fat as well, especially olive oil. Fermented milk, laban, eggs, and you can see cheese and yogurt and smoked salmon. And as you can see, there is no carbohydrates here of high glycemic index like bread and rice and so on. People may say, "Oh, this meal will not last for long." Actually, this meal, if people do it exactly that way, it will last for a very long time. And then for iftar, the best way is to use Ramadan nutrition plate. We created that plate several years ago. It's very effective. And here you can see 1/4 is cooked vegetables, 1/4 is salad, and here is a protein, whatever the protein is, and then some little carbohydrates, rice or whole grain bread, but in the size of that plate. 2 olive oil, if they can add, they can start by 2 dates and a cup of milk, and then the dessert in that scenario is a slice of or 1 piece of fruit, and then plenty of water. And they start usually with water. If this meal per se is around 770 calories only, which is very satisfactory and nutritionally complete and without significant increase in blood sugar level. We created the DAR app, and I think Dr. Hassanin told you about this app, and there is a link to that app, and it will help a lot people who would like to lose weight, and it's different languages, and it has many menus that people can efficiently use. Let me add more excitement here. Can Ramadan be an opportunity for diabetes remission? Actually, in Ramadan, you can start the journey for diabetes remission. And this is through what's called DROP program. This is a diabetes remission outcome program. We presented that program in the American Diabetes Association last year. And here is people are on zero medication from day one. The program is very innovative. It is intensive lifestyle intervention with the aim to induce a remission from type 2 diabetes in real-world clinical practice. And definition of remission here is reduction of A1C lower than 6.5 and no medication for 3 months or more. The program is not for everyone. It is only for people who meet 3 criteria. They have diabetes duration less than 5 years, A1C less than 8%, and they are just on 2 medications, oral or injectable, but not insulin. So anyone who meets this criteria can benefit from Ramadan and can use it to start diabetes remission. So the diabetes remission program is intervention phase, which is 12 weeks, 3 months. Ramadan will be the first month of them. And then the maintenance phase is around 9 months, so total of 1 whole year. So in the intervention phase, we cut caloric intake to a very low calorie diet. Here is not 1,500, 1,800, it is only 800 to 1,000 calories. And this for 12 weeks. And then during the maintenance phase, they will go back to 1,500 to 1,800 calorie diet. So this is a time-restricted eating plus very low calorie diet. We use the diabetes-specific formula, which is around 200 calories, like Glucerna. But people can use even Laban, which is fermented milk with higher protein, can be a very good idea. Or the same meal that I told you about, some of it within 200 calories, and then a very light dinner. So the way it is done, 16 hours of fasting, exactly the Ramadan fasting, and then they break the fast with the diabetes-specific formula or Laban or the suhoor meal, which I told you, but within 200 calories. And then they eat a supper using Ramadan plate, for example, for around 600 to 800 calories, and then fasting again. As you can see, there is no snacks in between. And as I told you, Ramadan plate is around 800 calories. So 800 plus 200 calories in suhoor, this will be 1,000. So people were able to do it. And we have seen in our trial that people can easily do it and drink plenty of water. And we use the CGM, and specifically time of range was very important for us. So just to give you a summary of the intervention, so basically people discontinue the medication, the 2 medication at the beginning of the program. They will fast for 16 hours, and they eat only 800 to 1,000 calories, natural food and diabetes-specific formula, and especially higher in protein to maintain muscle mass. So 1 to 1.5 gram per kilogram protein. And they do strength exercise after the larger meal. So after iftar, they can do it around 20 minutes of strength exercise, and then use CGM. And the whole idea in that scenario is to keep timer range above 70% all the time. During the maintenance phase, they go back to 15 to 1,800 with carbohydrates lower than 40. And we aim to keep the timer range more than 85%. If the time range goes below 85%, they can repeat 1 week or 2 weeks of the intervention method. So this is a self-corrected program. It can help people to induce remission. So let me show you quickly the results of this program. People lost around 8% of their body weight in the 3 months, 12 weeks. And as you can see at 6 weeks, so this will be a little bit up to after Ramadan by 15 days, around 5% weight loss. And as you can see, A1C went down from 6.4 on 2 medications down to 6.1 with 0 medication, and even 0 medication as well at 6 weeks, as you can see. We stopped the medication from the beginning of the program. The most interesting is that the muscle mass to the fat mass ratio went up. As I told you, give them more protein and more strength exercise. So in that scenario, I think we understand that this can be a possibility. We followed people for an entire year, and we found 80% of participants were able to keep A1C lower than 6.5 on no medication, and with time in range more than 85%. Quality of life was measured, and 100% achieved improvement in quality of life at 12 weeks and 1 year. So there's the first group that did the DROP program, and I think this will be a revolution in how we manage diabetes, and we can use Ramadan as a kickoff of this intervention. So to answer again, weight loss in Ramadan, fiction or reality? In my personal opinion, Ramadan is the best opportunity for weight loss if used properly. If people really do it the right way, and as I explained, I think it will be very beneficial. To give you a take to practice summary, Ramadan fasting is a time-restricted eating, which is one of the 3 models of intermittent fasting. As I mentioned, they exert some benefit on weight loss and many cardiometabolic issues, and most of that through the long period of caloric restriction. Ramadan fasting reduces body weight, as I showed you, fat mass, and improve blood pressure. However, it may reduce a little bit lean muscle mass. So it is very important to increase protein intake and to do strength exercise, as we did in DROP program. And as you can see, the muscle mass to fat mass went up. And then finally, Ramadan may be an opportunity for starting a diabetes remission journey for those people with diabetes less than 5 years, and on only 2 medication, not on insulin, and with A1C less than 8%. So I will encourage you to help your patient that way during Ramadan, and it is an opportunity for weight loss and possibly for diabetes remission. With this, I would like to thank you again, and Ramadan Kareem for everyone, and I hope you will enjoy this conference. Thank you.